Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
It's Moshe Kasher.
And it's Mrs. Moshe Kasher.
Oh, I love the sound of that.
I changed my name.
I love the sound of that. I've always wondered why you didn't change your name when we got married. What, honestly, have you ever thought about like sort of your like attachment to progressive feminist ideals and how you could have become a more traditional wife and been making me chili and cornbread while I go till the field?
I have not ever thought of that.
It's something to think about. Abandoning your, don't do it. Don't do it.
That's how you sneeze.
That's actually.
And I got to tell you, it felt good.
Did you enjoy it?
It felt amazing.
Listen, I've got some.
Moshe gets so mad when I'm like, why are you scream sneezing? He's like, it's one of my great pleasures in life.
It is a great pleasure.
But I have to tell you, my throat hurts a little bit from screaming just now, but it felt good.
Yeah, you got to give in to your body. That's what I've always said. Give into your body. That's what I always say to the female fans that buy merch after my shows.
Oh, yeah?
I take their hand and then I grab their pinky and I say, give into your body. And can you keep a secret?
Cool. That's really cute.
Do you do that with male fans at all?
No, honey, I don't.
Listen, speaking of fans, I actually have some, I would say, sort of bad news coupled with a real silver lining.
Okay.
As we speak, actually, it's too late. This is in the past. But the truth is, if you wanted to come see me in Portland and you were a Johnny come lately, it was too late because as of today, recording day, the show's sold out. No chance to see me in Portland in the show that already happened last week. But
yes,
there is hope for our Portland fans and our Oakland fans and our LA fans and our Oregon Country Fair fans, our Seattle fans.
Which I'm sure we have a lot of.
We got a lot. We are announcing. Are you ready to announce it, Natasha?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you feeling enthusiastic about it?
Oh, yeah.
We are announcing a grand miniature tour.
A grand miniature.
It's big.
Le Petit Tour.
Le Petit Grande.
Okay.
That's my taco. It's my Taco Bell order. Let me get a Petit Grande. What is making it petite? Well, it's only 5 cities.
What's making it grand?
How cool the cities are.
Oh, I see.
And hopefully how cool the guests are. We're coming to Los Angeles, July the 3rd.
Well, we live in Los Angeles.
We will be in Los Angeles. We will be in our home July 3rd at the Largo, the world famous Largo. There'll definitely be some special guesties there. Then we get in the RV and we travel up the coast to my hometown for my birthday, no less. My birthday. It's on my birthday.
July 6th.
July the 6th. Oh, and 2 days before that, guess whose birthday it is? The United States of America.
Oh, I love that place.
I love it.
What an awesome place.
That place has never been better. I don't know if people have been reading the news, but America has never been better.
Someone should make it great again.
It's
great, but like...
It's getting there. I looked at my 401k recently. It's very close to great. Very close.
Awesome.
July 6th, Yoshi's, the world famous legendary jazz club in Oakland, trying to work on some interesting guests there. There'll be a special guest.
This is a podcast tour too.
That's right. It's an Endless Honeymoon.
That means your favorite member of the podcast will be there as well.
I will be there.
Natasha
Moshe, will be there.
It's me.
It's you. It depends on who. Some people, different strokes for different folks, as I once said in my first memoir when I made that term up. Yoshi's, special guests at every stop. Okay. Then we travel further up the coast. Okay, if you're looking for us, if you want to track, if you've got like a Domino's pizza tracker on the RV, next stop, Ashland, Oregon. We will not be doing a podcast there. But
why are you telling them?
I just want people to know we're going to see a play. We're going to probably see Into the Woods in Ashland. So if you want to try to triangulate where we are, we'll be at one of those performances. Then we go to a place I'll keep private. I would say a nude hot spring. But then after the springs, we go straight to the Oregon Country Fair, the epicenter of the American hippie movement.
Is that true?
I would say it is true.
Okay. I'm a little worried about this one.
I know you are, and it might be a shit show.
Moshe talked me into playing the Oregon County Fair for about... The
Arrogant County Fair.
Oregon Country Fair. He tried to talk me into this for about 2 months until finally I was like, okay.
It's not going to be Natasha's sweet spot.
Well, it sounds like it's not going to be good for audio.
It might be great for video, though. Reggie Watts will be joining us on that.
That made me want to do it.
Not doing it with your husband?
Well, I'm always with you.
That's so true. Reggie will be there. Hippies will be there. It should be interesting.
We're going to be doing some love matching.
Right. Well, that is an important part of what I wanted to announce to people is that we need people. We need guests in each one of these. The truth is the Oregon Country Fair will probably be the easiest place to get guests.
What city is that?
That is in Veneta, Oregon. It's kind of in, as you might imagine, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so we're going to, we need guests we need contestants. If you want to get set up.
Basically, we got two different situations. Our live shows, by the way, if you've never been to a live Endless Honeymoon podcast, they're getting better and better, and they've always been fun. We bring couples up to get advice. You're used to that by now. But we've got this new thing that we created. We thought of the idea. Nobody else thought of this idea, which is to bring up, as we did in San Francisco, an eligible bachelor or bachelorette, or I don't know what the non-gendered version of bachelor or bachelorette, suitor, an eligible suitor. To do a
matchmaking?
Yeah, like a dating game situation.
Yep. So we're doing that in Oakland.
That's right.
Seattle.
We've got somebody for Oakland. We've got somebody for LA. We do not have anybody for Veneta. Seattle is the next stop on the tour.
Okay.
July 15th at the Emerald City Comedy Club. Went out to Kenny G, not available in the Philippines, playing his straight saxophone. But I'm out to a couple other interesting people.
All right. So if you're living in one of those cities.
Portland, Oregon. Final stop on the tour. Portland, Oregon at the Polaris Hall where you missed me last Sunday. But you can catch us again on July the 16th. Kyle Kinane will be joining us at that show.
He's so funny.
And maybe another. We never know. But we need daters. We need advisors. And we need people to come to the show.
All right. Well, glad we could announce that.
It's exciting. It's an RV tour. You and I will probably get into a couple of fights, but there'll probably be some lovemaking in the cab of the RV.
And there's probably going to be some pit stops at nice hotels where I'm like, I can't deal with this any longer.
That probably will happen.
I'm going to spend all the money we made on a hotel.
So listen, hotel recommendations for Seattle and Portland. We're open to that, right?
I like staying at McMenamin's.
Speaking of McMenamins, the final stop on the tour.
I know people hate it there, or people don't like the family for some reason.
What? They don't?
Well, whenever you mention to a Pacific Northwesterner McMenamins, they're kind of like, ugh.
Really? I didn't know. Maybe is there like murder or meth involved?
No, I think they don't like that. I think people are so anti-establishment in the Pacific Northwest, they don't realize that someone coming and like turning old, beautiful schoolhouses and factories into cool hotels with like gathering spaces is a cool thing. And I think maybe I don't know about the family, but I think maybe they don't like that there's a corporate feel, that there's a bunch of them, but can I just go on a slight rant?
Yeah, go ahead.
Every single hotel now, even if it's a boutique, is owned by Hilton.
Yeah.
Or Marriott. And even like the W's been bought by Marriott. Like there are no more. You have to stay at a corporate hotel now, and it freaking sucks. I hate it.
Well, that's why we're staying at McMenamins. And in fact,
yes,
this might give more security details than you wish. The final place that we are stopping on this tour, if you've come to see the podcast and you're like, but I really want to see a stand-up show, the button of the whole affair will be at the Olson Run Comedy Club in Eugene, Oregon for the full weekend after, that's the 17th through the 19th. And we will be doing stand-up on those shows.
Oh, yeah. Come see us in Eugene.
So it's like if you live in the Pacific Northwest or the West Coast, this is your shot. Come see us.
And it's such a beautiful time to be there. Hopefully we can get people out of their tropical watering holes to come to our show.
I think it's very possible because this is another announcement. Natasha has started selling mushrooms. And she will be selling mushrooms at each of the stops on our tour. Isn't that right, Natasha? You're a drug dealer now?
No. In fact, mushrooms don't work on me.
You did, I don't know if you want to talk about this. You did take...
Okay, my facialist...
Right. And
grounded up some mushrooms and put them in pills and was like, I take these every day. What's it called? Like microdosing.
Yeah. And you took a microdose at Disneyland.
Yeah.
But then I was like,
I should not. That was not.
Did it do anything?
It made me go sit in the car.
Oh, so I forgot that when you went to sit in the car, you were high on mushrooms.
I
That
was not high.
recontextualizes the decision to go to the car.
It was like very micro.
Did you feel a thing?
No.
The truth is, Natasha...
I have a very large appetite. Like it takes...
Yeah.
I've never been high
You're a
from
chili hog.
mushrooms. I've never been high from acid.
Have you taken acid?
I think so. Yeah. I tried like in New York in the
You took a tab
90s.
of acid and it did nothing to you?
Yeah.
That's...
Oh my God. What if I'm like those gurus where they give them like 1,000 tabs of acid and they're like, it feels the same.
It's interesting.
This is how I already am.
But
that
meditation
must be
is cleaner. Yeah, you're like the Ram Dass anecdote.
Oh.
Here's a fun idea.
No.
What if I just dropped a couple drips of liquid acid in your water from time to time to test your theory that you have an unlimited tolerance for psychedelics and see what happens?
No.
It could be fun.
Wait, honey, you know what's funny? Yesterday we made, what was the stuff you made?
Haroset?
Haroset for Passover.
Yeah.
And you made it with red wine.
I made it with real wine, sweet Concord grape wine, like the shitty Jewish kind.
And I kept seeing you and our daughter like slurping spoonfuls of it into your mouth, like on the sly.
I would say that I was eating it with the kind of gusto that a person that hasn't drank in 30 years would chomp upon a wine-soaked haroset.
It's like a salad that you make. It's like chopped walnuts, apples, cinnamon, and then red wine. And you made it like really soupy and strong. And I was like, check. Don't let Moshe drink again. He's too into this wine salad.
Counterpoint, after you went to bed, I put all of the haroset in a cheesecloth and I squeezed it over my mouth. And I trying to get as much of that hot juice as I could. You're right. I mean, you're right. I like a little bit of kick to my haroset, especially as a person that doesn't drink. Now, this is a very controversial thing. A lot of non-drinkers would say, don't put the wine in the haroset. Do grape juice. It's a slippery slope, a real danger.
You were afraid to tell our guests that had wine in it, but you did.
Well, they didn't care. They all drank wine. I was afraid they wouldn't let the kids eat it if it had the wine in it, but nobody seemed to care. The truth is, it is a slippery slope to put real wine in the haroset, but even more slippery is to secretly dose your wife on the RV podcast tour, which is what I'm planning on doing. When we get to the Oregon Country Fair, I'm going to find the most Wookie dreaded... You know what a Wook is?
No.
A Wook is like... He's like a white man, usually... like festive, like it's almost like he was created from the festival Earth. Like if you crack the Earth open and a man emerged with like dreads and usually like a furry hoodie that like resembles like it's a bear's pelt, and then maybe no shirt, maybe a staff with a crystal on top of it. And the famous Wookiee meme is the Wook comes up to you and says, "Hey man, can I borrow everything?" That's a Wook.
Love memes. So funny. And they're so funny when someone tells you them.
Love a yes-ander, a podcast host. That's what I like.
Okay, find the man,
I'm going to find the Wook. I'm going to shave off crystals from the staff that he's got, and I'm going to sprinkle them into your morning coffee and see how high you get.
Our daughter shaved me off some crystals yesterday, put them in a shell.
Shave me off a little something?
Yeah, she's into crystal shaving.
You think she'll do psychedelics someday?
I don't know, honey.
All right, listen. Get your tickets now. MosheKasher.com, NatashaLeggero.com.
Tickets are on sale?
I think ticket links are live. If they're not yet live, they will be ever so soon. Come see us on tour. Special guests at every stop. Dating game contestants. Also, dating game. We don't just need a dater. We need the panel. We need the people that we can draw from the audience, but it's more fun if people volunteer beforehand. So if you'd like to be a dater in Seattle or the Oregon Country Fair or Portland, email
us at endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com. Now people are waiting to talk to us, Moshe.
That is
Can we
true.
Please move on?
Yeah, from announcing our own tour. I'm sorry that I burdened you with that, but yes, we can move on.
Okay, so someone's waiting. Let's
see who's first. Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe.
The other night I got into bed and I felt, I guess I would say enveloped in softness and had my mind calmed instantly and drifted off to sleep with ease. Can you explain what's going on in our bed?
Oh, you must have been sleeping in our new Boll and Branch sheets.
Ah, the ones that are buttery breathable and get softer with every wash?
Yes, they have these best-selling percale sheets, and you'll never sleep hot again because, as we've said on this podcast many times, it's one of the only negative things about me. I'm a very sweaty sleeper.
You are a wet, moist sleeper. So
Ew.
you should get a special cooling weave sheet made with the finest 100% organic cotton. They feel crisp to the touch, they're breathable to sleep in, and they offer cool comfort that lasts all night. You can feel the difference cool comfort can make with Boll and Branch's 30-night guarantee.
Try them for 30 nights.
Yeah, you can straight up return them if you don't like them, but we're sure that is not going to happen.
Boll and Branch products are made different so you can sleep better at night, woven with the finest 100% organic cotton on earth, crafted by artisans. These aren't children in a sweatshop making these, okay? These are artisans who earn the pay and respect they deserve.
That's right. So go ahead and get your Boll and Branch sheets. Try them out. Feel the difference an extraordinary night's sleep can make with Boll and Branch. You can get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at
bollandbranch.com/honeymoon. That's Boll, B-O-L-L, and Branch, B-O-L-L-A-N-D, branch.com/honeymoon to save 15%. This stuff is already inexpensive. This is such a good deal. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe?
You travel a lot.
I do.
And I've noticed that your suitcase situation is, I would say, subpar, falling apart. Perhaps better for a landfill than for travel.
You know, sometimes it's hard to keep it all together.
Well, that's why Quince is here to help you. You should treat yourself this year to the luxe upgrades you deserve with Quince's high-quality travel essentials at incredible prices. They've got unbelievable luggage options and more.
They have these lightweight European linen styles from $30. Also, washable silk tops and comfy lounge sets.
The best part is that all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us.
They only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So if you want some linen, you want a silk top, or you want an unbelievably nice suitcase or travel bag, go to Quince.
For your next trip, treat yourself to the luxe upgrades you deserve from Quince. Go to quince.com/honeymoon for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order.
That's QUINCE.com/honeymoon to get free shipping and 1 year, 365-day returns. Quince.com/honeymoon. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe?
Would you like a huge big gulp of corn syrup-addled soda that would go right into your veins and give you all kinds of problems?
Not really.
Okay, what about a soda that's got 6 grams of fiber and is made with real fruit juice?
You're saying fiber in a soda pop?
That's right. It's interesting you call it soda pop because it's called Simply Pop.
Simply Pop is a new fruit-forward beverage of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support your gut health, vitamin C, and zinc to support immune function.
Did I mention it's got juice? It's got juice. Soda Pop just got juicy.
There are 5 flavors: pineapple mango, lime, strawberry, citrus punch, and Moshe's favorite, fruit punch.
I love fruit punch. But I don't do it anymore because it's got all that nasty stuff in it. Not with Simply Pop. It supports gut health with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. Prebiotics. It's got that zinc, it's got that C, and it's got that flavor. Simply Pop is flavor that pops.
Go to cokeurl.com/simplypop to find out where you can try Simply Pop.
Get on that juice. Find out where you can try Simply Pop at cokeurl.com/simplypop.
For flavor that pops, the Endless Honeymoon podcast chooses Simply Pop. Go to cokeurl.com/simplypop to find out where you can try it. Let's talk to AJ in New York.
I wonder what the AJ stands for. A Jew. Possibly. It is New York.
AJ's so common, there must be like a
Adam
very
Joshua.
common thing it stands for. What's up, AJ?
AJ, we were debating what AJ stood for, and I offered a Jew. Is that correct?
Nope.
Nope.
I grew up Catholic.
A Jesuit.
There you go.
A Jesuit from New York City.
Andrew, is it Andrew?
Something? It's Andrew. Andrew James.
Andrew James.
That sounds very Christian.
And definitely not Jewish. Yes, and Andrew. Never an Andrew James have we had. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
You're kind of like a stud, huh?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Wow.
It's pretty true, right?
No one's ever told you you're a stud?
I mean, yeah.
No, not really.
The locket is definitely lighting. Working against
It's not the lighting. I think it's your body, your face, the choker, your hair, the mustache.
Oh my gosh.
And the dimples.
And the dimples. It's a lot of different things.
Oh my gosh. I'm sweating.
Okay, well, AJ, how can we help you today?
Yeah, so I'm basically looking for advice on if I should move in with my partner. I'm 25. He's turning 25 in May. My only hesitation is that I'm super clean, like maybe to a neurotic level, and he's very organized, but he doesn't know how to really clean per se. I don't want to sound like rude or condescending to him, but that's kind of the situation. I think we grew up in separate or different, like,
cleaning is
standards.
a life skill that you learn from your mother.
From
usually.
your mother?
Usually. Or your father. You can learn it from your father, but usually it's how your mother kept the house is kind of what your standard is. And there is like a huge spectrum. Like I've noticed, Moshe, you were not taught to clean.
I was not taught to clean, and I was raised with a single mother. So how do you explain that with your weird gender theory?
Your mother is not a cleaner.
She is a hoarder and has severe ADHD. And that is what the skills I was given.
That's something I'm realizing too in life in general. Women especially, they're either cleaners or not. You're either cleaning and always doing something, and that kind of like got passed down.
That's
or
true.
You're not.
You're talking to a man who's dating a man, and one of them is a cleaner and one of them is not. It has nothing to do with gender.
It has to do with their mother.
No, it doesn't. It does
does.
not. Why? No.
It probably does.
Oh, AJ.
I kind of sorry.
It's like how your mom kept house.
Yeah. So my partner grew up with like a cleaner. He grew up very middle class, and I grew up with a single mom, and we also lived with my grandparents. And my grandparents are very like old school Italian folks.
Oh, Italians are like so. My dad
they love
was
to
like.
Clean.
But that's a thing, though. I'm kind of getting sick of everyone saying that if you clean, you're OCD. It just that's normal.
You're
to
just
clean
not
up
nasty.
After
You're just not nasty.
It's like not nasty.
Italians. Tell me if I'm wrong, AJ and Natasha. Italians like to clean. What they will do, what they will do is they will iron their shirts on a fire escape while singing to the moon. Is that correct?
You mean Fly Me to the Moon?
That's how I do it.
Yeah. Well, you're in New York. That's like a perfect New York situation.
Well, first of all, that is fascinating. I didn't even think of that. When you're from a more upper middle class and you grow up with a cleaner, like that's not why Moshe's not a cleaner. His mom is a hoarder. That's why he's not a cleaner. But if you grew up with help, then
1,000%. That is really interesting. I never thought about that before, but it makes so much sense.
But the good thing is those kind of people are very comfortable with other people in the house. Like they don't care. Like when you guys, hopefully, if you do move in together, what I would suggest is getting a cleaner that can come once a week. And
could you afford that? Could you guys afford like a once a week or once every 2 week cleaner to come in?
Probably not. Maybe like once a month or something.
So this is on them. They can't do cleaner. By the way, I have a question.
Okay, and then I have many comments.
If you guys eventually end up staying together forever and getting married, is there a possibility of an inheritance that would put you in a situation where you can hire a butler of some sort? Like that he will get.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, okay,
Fingers
so that's
crossed.
a possibility. So it might be like a investment, a long-term investment. You clean for the first 5 years, then the family gives them the nest egg that will allow the butler to move in.
Okay, all I have to say, if you're going to plan to do this, strap in. Because
strap on.
It's wild. Like Moshe puts shoes in the dishwasher. He puts bowls in the dishwasher so that right at the way that they would collect all the water, like even little things like that, like common sense thing. No offense. I mean, just
no, none taken.
Why would you care? But like my mom, like I was literally edging the yard, vacuuming the edges of the carpet. Like we were like a very chore oriented household, always chores, always dusting, Windex. Like I was just doing everything. And like you have to kind of jump into the chaos a little bit. And then here's another problem.
You've done a great job of that. You're like,
I haven't.
You've never complained and you just sort of roll with it. That's your vibe.
But the other problem is that he's going to get even more comfortable.
That's true.
So
I'm
it's going to
on
get
that.
even as annoying and as bad as it is when he comes over for a weekend and there's like droppings of his crap like every single spot.
This is
and
so
every
true.
cabinet is open and the cords and the socks. Moshe, there's always like one sock. Like I don't know where the other socks are. He's a shoe person, so there's always like 6 pairs of shoes. Like in
I'm not
every
loving.
room.
I'm not loving what you're doing.
Okay.
But I am big time yes-anding what you're saying, which is you've until this point, AJ, you've only experienced your partner on the my partner's coming over level of cleanliness. You've never experienced him on the this is my fucking house level of cleanliness.
I'm paying money.
I'm
to
paying
live
money.
here.
This motherfucker's my roommate and my partner. Like it's a different vibe, and it will get worse. That is true.
How bad is he? What's the most egregious thing lately that you've seen?
So to add to it, I live alone. I'm fortunate enough to live alone in like a rent stabilized place, but he has 5 roommates currently.
Oh, my.
And they're all straight men. And he has no one in that apartment has cleaned for the last 2 years. Except for me. I come in and clean every once in a while, but it gets bad.
Can I ask a ignorant and heteronormative question or something?
Please.
Are gay men, do you think, anecdotally, cleaner than straight men? Is that a thing?
Of course.
But why?
No.
No, you say
Definitely
no.
not. Definitely not.
Okay, no. Okay, good.
So much for my
Men are
second
men.
husband plan.
What, AJ?
No, a gay man.
Yeah, you get AJ. AJ's
love
right. That's
that,
a stud right there.
Natasha.
That's an Italian stud. You guys are made for each other. There's only one small detail to work out, but to iron out, but while singing at the
No,
moon.
we could be poly.
Well,
That's right. You
we'll
can be
work it out.
poly and not in a romantic relationship with each other.
There's a lot of people
There you
who do
go.
that.
Wait, AJ, I have a question. Wait, okay, I have a few
Well,
questions.
but
Are
he
you-
was answering my question.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Natasha.
Wait, I wanted to know what the most egregious thing he's done.
the worst thing is probably the shower. There's like some weird ventilation issue, and there's like pink bacteria growing in there.
That's just New York. That's just New York life, baby.
Maybe that could be it.
You look
That
at
could be
bacteria
it.
in
But
your
not
shower
my
in New York. You go, oh, but we got a really good deal on this second floor walk up. In LA, we have yards, and our showers don't have bacteria. It's a whole different thing.
Well, here's the
Oh
thing.
my god, that's the dream.
You're okay to clean up after him and all of his white, straight male friends. So
They're
it's
white.
like,
They're all white. You've
no, I
decided.
didn't mean to call them white.
They are.
Okay.
I'm saying straight male friends. But what I was going to say is, like with Moshe, one thing that was revealed to me when we got together, which he didn't really lead with, is he's an amazing cook. So, it's like this division of labor, like, there is going to be a little bit of like, you're going to just be cleaning differently. Like when Moshe cleans the kitchen and he leaves it clean, it's still like the soap's over here and the pots are over here. Like everything's moved around, even though it's like, quote, clean. So it's like, it's never going to be how I want. So I'm like, you know what? I can just clean up after him. I can clean up after the kitchen. He's going to cook these amazing meals. He'll make us lunch. He'll make us dinner.
That's what I was going
It's
to ask.
healthy. So it's like, is there something that he could help with that isn't cleaning? And you could sort of like be like, you know what?
Yes.
Don't tell him this. But, you're going to be okay with it, so
No,
you don't
tell
grow
him.
resentful.
I think tell him.
Well, you don't want to tell him so he's like, okay, I guess I don't have to pick up my
that's
shit
fair.
anymore.
That's a good point.
You want him to think he has to pick it up.
What is he-
Say, like, it's really important to me for you to pick up your clothes, pick up your thing, don't leave dishes in the sink, see where he does, what he does.
I was going to ask the same thing. What is he better at than you? You're better at cleaning. What's he better at than you?
I don't know. I'm pretty good. I'm a great
know. Well, I can look. I'm looking at you, AJ. Believe me, I know.
I do the cooking. I do a lot of the cleaning.
What's
he
he
is
bringing to the
organized.
table?
I will say he's great. I love him. Don't get me wrong.
He sounds hot.
He does sound hot. He sounds hot. That is.
He's great.
He's
I
very
do all the
handsome.
cooking and the cleaning. I have the main job.
I mean, but AJ's hot too. I mean, what's going on here? This is because that kind of conversation is what you see when you see like a rich sort of billionaire senior citizen with like a 28-year-old model girlfriend. You're like, what's she bringing to the table? And he's like, oh, she's great. She's really just a great person. It's like, okay, I think we get it. So he doesn't have a thing where you're like, this is what you're good at.
He's definitely more like extroverted than I am. I'm a little more like introverted, I would say. So he's super outgoing. He's very like, he's there for me like emotionally. He fills all those sort of needs. It's just like, I don't want to feel like I'm the one like nagging him or like being condescending, like, oh, you don't know how to clean. Or like sometimes he'll like do the dishes or something and they'll still be dirty because of course I live in New York and don't have a dishwasher.
And he's like, a dishwasher is a lady that my mom hired. I have some questions and some advice. My first advice would be, this is something Natasha used to do. You've gotten better about this, actually. Don't do this. She would call me into a room to point at a mess. She would go, Moshe, can you come in here? And then she would point at the mess and go, look, does that go there? And I was like, it felt like the superintendent of the school district was like showing me what a mess was. I would say that is a recipe for resentment and disaster. My question is he going to move into your place, or are you moving in with the 5 roommates?
We would find a place together, like a separate place.
A new place.
And that's like another consideration too, is we could like pool our money and get like a cool...
Well, I mean, shacking up is the only deal in town, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, if you're because like if it was like a woman who was a friend, then you got to get a 2-bedroom. But you can actually get a nice 1-bedroom as a couple in New York.
You're talking about on a real estate level.
Yeah.
Not on an emotional level.
No, I'm talking about like to have the dopest place, a partnership is kind of the easiest way to do that, because you get a place that's $3,000, but then you each only have to pay $1,500 and you share a bedroom.
I have a thought that is less calculating and less real estate driven, AJ, which is relationships are... They're like a line. They're all different, but they are all kind of like a line, kind of like how life is. Like, you're young, you're broke, then you get a job, then you save money, then you go to the next level of apartment, then you go to the next level of employment. Maybe one day you buy a house. It's like that's a line. A love relationship is like that too. It's like they used to say in AA, if you ain't growing, you're going. And so it's like it's time to, I think. This is how you find out if your partner is somebody that you're going to stay with. It's by taking a step that is uncomfortable for both of you, maybe more for you because you're going to have to clean. And then you find out, there's no other way to find out if you can stomach this man long term than to put yourself into an uncomfortable situation and see what happens. And I'm sure he has fears about moving in with you too. I don't know what those fears are, but I'm sure he does. But you put your fear aside.
He's like, no, someone's going to clean up after me and cook for me, just like when I was a little boy.
I'm going to have a stud in a French maid outfit dusting the new apartment that we get. But, you take this leap of faith. You take this leap of faith together, and then you find out if you're compatible in that way. And then you go, wow, we are compatible in that way. Let's take another leap of faith. I don't know what that leap of faith is. We get married, we move to Europe together, we buy a house, or whatever it is. We have kids, whatever it is that you decide. There's no way to find out if you are ready than to find out if you are ready.
Why can't he move into your place?
I know. I was wondering that.
I have a studio apartment and it's pretty small. And so I think we would probably kill each other.
Yeah, and it's hard to test it out when you don't really have the proper space.
There's a lot of talk about what is true love. But to me, true love is abandoning a rent-stabilized apartment in New York. That's real love. That's how you know that it's real.
That's how he knows. Yeah. That's how we should.
Well, listen, it's like, I think it's good you guys are both feeling it. You've never lived with someone before, I'm assuming?
No, I actually never even had roommates in college or anything. So I don't know if I'm the problem too. Maybe my expectations or my standards are just super high.
Well, there is no problem yet. there's no problem.
Yeah, there's
you
just
guys are in
fear.
love. You want to live together. That's a cool thing. That's an exciting thing. You want to share bills. And you can have some ground rules and some family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have dogs or whatever, but it's like you guys are somewhat of a family here. And now you're going to like be taking care of this house. And I think just like, even with Moshe, I'll be like, can we sit down for 15 minutes and talk about like schedule, or can we have a family meeting about like what I expect or what would be helpful for you to kind of bring to the table? You know, like Moshe does all of my check me in for flights. He helps me with all my tech stuff. He'll help me like run lines, audition stuff.
Yeah, you guys can have like a ketamine gathering or whatever, where the two of you,
Exactly.
you know.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying like, you know, just like what I
Brooklyn
would
way.
need.
The Brooklyn way. Yeah. Okay, before we start this family
I think you
meeting,
should do it.
let's both snort a bump of ketamine just to set intentions. I mean, the question is for you really is your fear. You have fear of what might happen. That is pretty normal and natural. Is your fear, what's a bigger, more important factor? Your fear coming true, or the possibility of a deeper connection with your partner? You put those on a line. You go, what am I more afraid or more excited? Am I more afraid of having to keep house for a sloppy partner, or more excited about the possibility of growing deeper in a love connection with this person? And then you make your decision. I think obviously, you say you're 28?
25.
25. This is like prime time to make this switch.
I mean, that's awfully young to live with someone.
I don't think so. I think 25 is about right. And that's 25 to 30 is the like, I'm morphing into like true adulthood situation. And then here's the best part. If it doesn't work, you got that information. I mean, I know this is
Well, then you also have a 2-year lease or whatever.
It's just like things aren't permanent, you know? You got to grow in life or you get stagnant. And then all of a sudden, you're a 55-year-old man living in a studio apartment, keeping a meticulously clean studio for absolutely nobody.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. That's really wise.
All right, well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we nailed it. I think we nailed it.
All right, well, good
Yeah,
luck.
you did.
And
Thank you so much.
Don't be afraid of boundaries and rules.
That's true. And,
Okay.
you know, keep up just being hot. And we'll be here thinking about you the next time Natasha
I'll
and I
try.
make love. Okay?
I'll try, y'all.
All right,
Thank you.
AJ.
Bye, AJ.
Take care. Bye.
Oh, man.
That's how you want your hair, huh, Moshe? That's why you kept saying how hot he was.
Well, he was a stud. I mean, there's no question
You
about
want
it.
like those curly, like you want like
Yeah.
a curly
Yes.
little mass
Yes.
of like
Yes.
hair in front of you.
Yes. But I'm not 25. The truth is. Listen, if you're listening to this podcast on audio only, do yourself a favor. Press pause. Grab your laptop, pop it on open, go to YouTube/Endless Honeymoon
You can do it
Pod.
on your phone, too.
Do it on your phone. Look at AJ and rub one out for the
Moshe.
Italian American community.
Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe?
I've noticed that lately you've been less of a, what's the clinical term for this? B word? What's going on with you?
Well, Moshe, if you must know, I'm entering that beautiful stage in a woman's growth called perimenopause. So I got my hormones tested, and I would like to say that this episode of The Endless Honeymoon is brought to you by Alloy Women's Health. Aging can be, how do we say, crappy?
Crappy?
You got problems sleeping.
You say crappy now?
You get hot flashes, brain fog, weight gain, decreased libido.
Wait, what's decreased libido?
Listen, menopause is inevitable, but is also treatable. I feel like my generation, Gen X, this is our gift to the world, is to expose, uncover the dusty
Vaginas?
annals
Oh, anal. Oh, I love annals.
of women's menopause health because no one's really talked about it before. 43% of women reported that their doctors just never even mentioned MHT, menopause hormone therapy, as an option for treatment. Mine didn't. I had to go find some fancy doctor, but now you don't have to do that. You can sign up for Alloy Women's Health.
This is how it works. You complete your intake. Alloy's solutions are available by prescription, so you'll need to complete a short medical questionnaire and patient verification.
You design your treatment plan with a physician. You'll work with a menopause-trained physician to finalize a personalized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs.
And then you get your 3-month supply. Once you're approved, Alloy ships your prescription directly to your door with automatic refills.
You know what my doctor said?
What
you
did
can
he say?
actually
Or she say? I don't
It
know
was
what
a
gender
she.
your doctor is.
It was a she.
I'm sorry.
And because male doctors don't give a crap about, I say crap.
Yeah,
they
I
don't
love
give a
it.
crap about women's hormone therapy. But here's the thing.
Well,
she
maybe they
said-
will once they find out that taking this will make you want more annals.
Okay, she said, my doctor, not Alloy, you can tell when two women are coming towards you They're each 50 years old. You can see which one's on the hormone therapy and which one's not.
Whoa.
It preserves your youth.
Well, does it increase your libido?
Yes, it does it all.
Well, then I cannot recommend Alloy enough. Join the 95% of women who tried Alloy and saw relief in the first 2 weeks.
Head to myalloy.com/honeymoon. Tell them all about your symptoms, and you'll get fully customized treatment plans. And you'll get $20 off your first order today. Head to myalloy.com. That's myalloy.com/honeymoon. Enter the code honeymoon. Get $20 off your first order and do this today.
Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe.
What are we up to tonight?
It is our date night.
That's right, it is. And that's because in a busy world, couples have more and more difficulty connecting and being intimate with each other. And that is why we would like to, on your date night or just in your life, suggest to you Paired. It's a brand new app that's going to let you know your partner even better.
You can share a fun experience, a funny story you had with your partner using Paired. You can talk about a meaningful conversation you had recently that was prompted by Paired. Here's the thing. You cannot stay and live and thrive in a long-term relationship without some intimacy.
If you ain't growing, you're going. So here's how Paired works. You and your partner download the app Pair together, and every day Paired gives you personalized questions, quizzes, and games to stay connected, to deepen your conversations, and to have fun too. Here's the cool part.
The best part is you can't see your partner's answer until you answer yourself. So it's a safe space to have an open and honest discussion about your relationship. No faking it, no pretending, just genuine connection. And to all those people out there in the Midwest who don't go to couples therapy, because I've just been touring the Midwest, and every time I say who here is in couples therapy, there's not even one applause. One clap, not even a lone clapper.
Not even a guy eating cheese going, me and my cheese go to therapy together.
It's just, in some place, like we live on the coast, everyone's going to couples therapy, but if you don't want to do that.
You sound like a coastal elite, I will tell you that.
Listen, this is a great way to get closer. Moshe and I were answering questions, and you can kind of see things about your partner that you didn't even know. And
well, it's basically gamified intimacy or connection. And so if this is for you, if this sounds like something fun that you and your partner could share, it's a really cool way to get to know your partner even better. Sometimes it's weird that the person closest to you is the person with whom these kinds of conversations are the most difficult, and Paired is here to solve that issue.
Head to paired.com to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. Just head to paired.com/honeymoon to sign up today.
Practice love every day with Paired, the #1 app for couples. Download the app at paired.com/honeymoon. Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well would you say I follow our family calendar?
Honey, you don't even know we have a family calendar.
Well, I do, but it's deep inside my apps, and I don't know how to access it, and I forget stuff. And
I thought you were going to say it's deep inside your brain.
Well, it is that too, and I even forget to open the app to look at what could be there. And that is why Skylight has come along to take care of people like me and couples like us.
Skylight Calendar was designed to connect the digital and non-digital worlds while bringing families together. It's Wi-Fi connected. It's a digital display that showcases your family's schedule with clarity, color, and brilliance in either a 10 or a 15-inch HD touchscreen. So it's kind of like an iPad, basically, what we have. We got the 10-inch one, so it's not too big, and we can just pull it out, and Moshe can know where he's supposed to be every minute.
Well, we just have it displayed right above our mantle, and it's an all-in-one smart calendar which syncs with your Google Calendar, your Apple Calendar, your Outlook, whatever you're using, and it allows you to understand what your schedule is for that day, that week, or that month. It makes people with, I don't know, would you say neurospicy brains?
Honey, you're neurospicy.
I know I am, and now, thanks to Skylight, I'm neuro-organized. Right now, Skylight's offering our listeners $30 off their 15-inch calendars by going to skylightcal.com/honeymoon.
If you have a busy schedule and maybe one partner who doesn't get it, go to skylightcal.com/honeymoon for $30 off your 15-inch calendar.
I'm all about finding a hack that works around difficulties, and this is that thing. If you're having a hard time keeping track of your schedule or having a hard time nagging your husband enough to keep track of his, get a Skylight calendar. Skylightcal.com/honeymoon for $30 off your 15-inch calendar.
All right, Tasha, what do you want to do now?
let's take another call.
I love that
I'd
idea.
like to make myself available to the younger generations. This is such a cool time to be old.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
because
we're
we
like
don't-
the last cool generation.
You think, what do you mean by that?
Like Gen X, we're cool. We have information. We're wise, but we're still kind of young. It was like we were anti-establishment. We didn't like the police.
Yeah.
We did drugs. Nirvana was the number one band. We were into critical thinking.
I love the idea of you telling our daughter this in like 10 years. We were so cool.
Well,
Nirvana,
her generation will be cool, but they're
Cab
like,
Calloway was playing the tickling the ivories.
I'm just saying we have
At the
wisdom,
Savoy,
but we're still like cool.
Cars
you know?
still had beauty to them.
Gen Z is probably cool, but they don't know how to work a can opener. So, we win. All right, listen, I want to impart some wisdom on someone else. So now we're going to call Cindy in Vegas.
Cindy, now that's a
She'll
Gen
be over
X name.
50.
That's a Gen X name if ever I've heard
Cindy
one.
is not, no one's naming their 20-year-old Cindy. Although it does have an I at the end, so quite
Let's
possibly.
see. Cindy, we're going to have to pin her. I'm going to have
It's
to get
misspelled, so she probably
Our
is
sound guy
Gen
left.
Z.
Hi. Wow. I'm a big fan.
up. Cindy, your Wi-Fi seems like it's water wheel driven. It's not looking good.
Well, how can we help you?
Okay. Well, my question, my girlfriend and I have been together about 10 months. We were friends before, and I've noticed that maybe because we're both sort of femme, I don't know if there's like self-consciousness, or if I just feel like I've been friend zoned. I've noticed that I don't initiate with her, and I'm wondering if that's just something that comes with, if that's part of being a woman, or if self-consciousness is something that you can work through, if y'all experienced it in your relationship.
You want to initiate sex, but you don't.
Yes.
Are you afraid?
I think a part of me is afraid of rejection from her.
Has that ever been borne out? Have you ever tried and been rejected? Is that a dynamic in your relationship? I see.
With her, yes. In my past relationships, it was never an issue, but with her, there's a little bit of...
It must be hard in a lesbian relationship with that too, because like as a more feminine woman, you're kind of used to, guys will just try to fuck you all day long. Like Moshe is like always ready, like always.
I'm ready right now. I'm in the zone.
And I think that they're just used to being rejected, and they're used to like, I'm going to try 10 times and maybe 3 times I'll score, and it's like that kind of, I'm not saying every dude's like that, but
I'm not like that because I've never been rejected until I got together with you. It was the first time. I do have a question. It seems so obvious to me. Well, first of all, it's not that obvious because I'm always fascinated, and this is true in our relationship too, where the person that you're with romantically and sexually, you have the most difficulty being open and vulnerable about your romantic and sexual desires and needs. It's such a weakness of the human creature that like the person that we've decided this is the person I'll be sexual with, we also are like, but I can't really tell them what I want sexually. I do the same thing. Natasha does it. It's I don't even know if I have advice about it. It's just something I think about a lot. Like, why can't we just be open about that? You can talk to your friends about it. You're literally on a podcast talking to strangers, although strangers you admire greatly, but it's like, then it's the person that you're literally with. It's so difficult to have that conversation.
But it's also hard to talk about sex because people don't always say what, like she's not going to say, yeah, sometimes I'm not attracted to you or whatever. No one's going to say, or most people wouldn't say that.
But that is
that's what's happening.
That is what I was going to say. The obvious answer is the least comfortable one, which is that you guys have to say it out loud. You have to say what you're saying to us. We're not the right audience. She's the right audience. I feel like I want to initiate, but I'm afraid of being rejected. What would happen if you said that to her? Have you said that to her?
I think that, thinking about guys initiating and being rejected often and just going through the motions, and it's not a big deal. I do think maybe it's a me problem, and maybe I'm afraid of rejection, and how she would take that is, she's my best friend before lover, so I think she would be understanding.
And does she initiate sex as not as often as you'd like?
It fluctuates. So that was the segue to my second question. So like, what is a healthy sex life in your 30s, in your opinion?
4 times a day. 4 times a day? That seems right. 4 times a day?
I mean, I always think twice a week, you're killing it.
Twice a week is solid. Once a week is healthy.
Once a week is, I think, baseline.
Once a week is healthy baseline. Twice a week is solid. Every 2 weeks is sus. Once a month, you're on the road to breaking up. It's been a few months. You should have broken up already. I think that
Well,
works.
no, but then there's circumstances, you know, if you're going through something traumatic.
But I think saying it to her, not only would you get your needs met more, if you said to her out loud, hey, you say she's your best friend and that she'll receive that information without judgment and without critique. You say, hey, I want to initiate a little bit more, but sometimes I feel afraid that I'll be rejected. She'll probably say, oh my God, I would love for you to initiate more. Or maybe she'll surprise you and say, well, here is my sexual weirdness that is the reason that you're feeling that. I mean, you'll get to know each other in a deeper way, one way or the other,
And
right?
Yes.
But not only will you maybe get more sex or approval when you initiate sex, but you'll also, as a byproduct of that conversation, you'll grow deeper in your connection with each other and probably want to sleep with each other more.
And it's also important to talk about sex because you'll start to realize like maybe there is a reason you've been rejected. Maybe she doesn't want to have sex after midnight. Maybe she doesn't want to have sex in the morning. Maybe so it's important to kind of know your partner's rhythms and sexual desires. And also I think it's worth it to talk to her about it because that's the only way you're going to get rid of the
unknown
fear and the insecurities, because there might be something to it. But don't you want to know?
Yeah.
If she's like 1 foot out the door, it's like that's good to know. So keep moving in that direction.
Such a good point. You have this conversation and she says to you, oh my God, I'm so sorry you feel that way. I want you to initiate with me. I desire you.
Maybe every other time you could say like, maybe like when you initiate one, I'll initiate another, but like if she's rejecting you all the time.
But that's a great conversation. But if you have this conversation with her and she says, oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, oh, you know what? People aren't sexual sometimes. People don't feel it. Then it's like, oh, aren't you glad you found that out too? Aren't you glad that you found that reaction? You probably won't have it, but it's what do you say? There's never a good time to do a bad thing.
I didn't say that, but that is a quote.
But it's also like there's never a better time than to get bad news than now. You never want to like wait and waste your time. I don't think you're going to get bad news. I have a feeling, based just on the way you're talking about her, that this is going to be a really positive and constructive conversation. But even if it isn't that information you would like to have?
Oh, absolutely. And I did spend some time kind of reflecting on it and thinking more deeply. And I thought maybe this is internalized shame coming to the forefront that I'm not really looking at. And do you think that's a possibility? I mean,
the fact that you're saying it means it probably is true. I mean, everybody always knows the answer before they call in, right? It's like, maybe it is, but I really believe, based upon my extensive research as a psychoanalyst and a behavioral therapist, by which I mean none, that if it is shame, an internalized shame, there's probably no better way to get over that internalized shame than to name it and talk about it with your partner. Whether they say sunlight is the best disinfectant, like the road to getting rid of the shame is definitely not keeping it inside and hoping nobody notices. That's not how shame gets processed and gotten rid of. Maybe you need therapy on your own separately. Maybe you can't have this conversation without a therapist with the two of you, but definitely talking about it is the road to freedom, I think. Tosh?
Also, I love your bangs.
Yeah, great bangs.
And also, one more thing, I probably this, but like definitely don't have this conversation around your sexual activity.
While the dildo's inside. Don't do it at that moment.
Or just this is, I think, a good conversation to have when you're not sexually charged.
Yeah, don't strap on the strap-on and then say, by the way, I wanted to talk to you about a couple
or
of
don't
things.
get rejected and want to talk about it right there,
Right.
And should she bring up the rejection?
Well, I think the way to bring my opinion, the way to bring it up is not to say, I want to initiate more, but you've rejected me in the past. I want to initiate more, but there's a part of me that is afraid I'll be rejected. And there's a part of me that's wondering, is this just internalized shame? And I just wanted to talk to you about it. I just almost guarantee it that your partner is going to be welcoming you with open arms and probably even a kind of erotic desire. Like, oh my God, that's so hot that you want to initiate with me. I love that. I love that you want to initiate. I've had my own things I'm embarrassed about. I was worried about. I mean, you just never know until you have the conversation.
And you're in such a unique situation. Although I have to say, you know, a lot of times you do become friends before you have sex.
Mm.
But
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think do it. Yeah. And a healthy amount of sex in your 30s. I think we gave you a good guideline, but it really is. It depends on your couple. It depends on who you guys are. It depends on how horny the two of you are. For me, I'm thinking 40 times a month. But you know what? Not everybody's like me.
As long as we have a nice jerk off cream.
That's right.
Right by your computer.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, honey. And you do always keep that stocked. I appreciate that about you. I've always loved that about you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I've got like a bucket of tallow, of beef tallow, that Natasha will slop an extra spoonful in if it ever gets low. So I'll just, you know, I slice in a little slop of it and go to the farm.
All right. Well,
I mean,
be glad you're a lesbian after that description.
Just start experimenting, start playing, it's hard to do. It is so hard to do, but I think it's worth it. It's worth taking an erotic leap.
And also another thing is finding out what the person likes. Like I keep telling Moshe, I need a date night.
Right.
In order to like get horny.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of me because I need to be taken out of the sphere of the home where I'm constantly cleaning.
And I don't, honestly, she told me that and I don't relate to that. It's going to sound like a joke, but it's not. It's like my sexuality is not context dependent. It's physical. I'm ready to rock because I have a physical desire to have sex.
And I'm like, what have you done for me lately?
Which is a great vibe. No, but
great
it's true.
Song.
But mentally, Natasha's thing is mental. It's different. Mine's physical, hers is mental. So we got to meet in the middle. I take her out on a date and she jerks me off at a fine dining establishment.
She's an Aries like Natasha. So, I mean, that's helpful, at least guideline wise.
And I didn't even realize this till like 6 months ago. And we've been together for 10 years. So it's like all these conversations, they help. It's like you're blowing off the dust, you know?
That's right.
You're trying to figure it out. What is the thing? So
blow off the dust.
Good luck.
You're
welcome.
Awesome. Have the conversation.
Nailed it. Is there a show called Nailed It? We should have called it Nailed It.
There's not, but we should. We should start one. You're awesome. Good luck. Go do the work. It's difficult, but everybody's got to do it. That's how you grow deeper. You're awesome.
I can't wait to debrief and just think about all this and take the insight and be like, okay, we're going to try again. I'm going to be vocal.
Will you contact us if you do have the conversation and tell us how it goes? We are curious.
No, Moshe wants to know how you guys like where you fucked last.
Tell me again slower. Tell me again, what location in Vegas were you? Were you at the Venetian? All right, you're awesome. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I mean, that
Cindy,
was a solid 2 out of 2.
She wasn't that young, or she wasn't that old.
No, she was a solid Gen. She was a boomer named millennial. Is what I would say. Natasha, once again, we've done a great job recording the podcast that we do a great job on. If you would like to see us live, we already told you where to find us. All of July, we'll be in the West Coast, Pacific Northwest. Come see us. If you want advice to be an advice receiver, email us. If you want to be a dater, email us. If you want to be a potential suitor, email us. endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, or join our Patreon. Come see us live.
I'm going to be in Bloomington, Indiana in May. That'll be a fun thing to come see me in. Indiana, come fuck with me.
Oh, wait, I'm going to Indiana too.
Unbelievable, Natasha.
Amazing.
This is going to be great.
Indianapolis.
I'm going to be in Bloomington. I wonder if it's the same weekend.
Ah, we better get someone to babysit.
Yeah, well, the people of Indianapolis will come through. Natasha, almost as much as I love performing in Indiana, I love you.
I love you too.